Hi guys, this is the Back Hodler back with yet another effort to add a little bit of hopium to the cocktail of FUD that we've been swallowing thick and fast lately. Alright, so the price of Bitcoin is dropping. There's no way around it. As you can see, every little bit of bullish hope has faded away into the darkness. As we've broken out of this downward wedge pattern quite decisively over the last day or so, and we have done it downwards. So major red candles here. Every single little sign of a bullish technical setup has vanished. But what exactly is the cause of this major price drop? I mean, people are turning left and right and not being able to figure out what it is. Some blame China for it, others blame BACT for it. But the truth is that the most likely cause, as showcased by the stochastic oscillator right here, is Bitcoin miner capitulation. Now, as the stochastic oscillator makes it very clear, we've been struggling in oversold backcountry for a while now. And what that means is that people are selling Bitcoin. Who exactly is selling Bitcoin at $8,000, you may wonder? Definitely not hodlers like you and me. What we're talking about here are miners. Now, these guys, they need to sell their Bitcoins because they have expenses to cover. They're not like you and me who can just afford to keep our Bitcoins in cold storage and forget about it. These guys need to make some fiat cash out of their Bitcoin earnings, and they need that to cover their expenses with power and hardware upgrades and whatever else, rent and whatever else they may have going on. All right, back to the FUD angle now. Now, as mentioned, the FUD has been coming in thick and fast lately. Some people have been blaming BACT and its announcement of its upcoming cash-settled futures product as one of the catalysts of this price drop. And others have been pointing a finger at China. Now, China has been the darling of Bitcoin bulls lately, like even last week. But it looks like the Chinese Communist Party has made an about-face on its position of last week and once again declared cryptocurrency unregistered security, financial fraud, and illegal Ponzi, according to some. Now, these are the latest fake news out of China. Why are they fake news? Well, simple. The statement right here is backed up by video, and this video is one published way back in 2017, reflecting the 2017 position of the Chinese government on the issue. Some people try to sell this video as a fresh, recent one, but obviously it's not that. And there were plenty of tweeters who recognized the fact that we're dealing with FUD here. Clip is from 2017. That's some ballsy BTC FUD to throw out there. Yeah, exactly. Justin from 2017. Yeah, Justin. All right. So that's fake news. And there's the Chinese Bitcoin position right there. Well, it appears that sometimes the press just sort of gangs up on Bitcoin and it launches a seemingly coordinated effort to bash the currency and to spread FUD. And this effort often yields some rather fantastic pieces of journalism. Now, one such piece of journalism is a Forbes.com article published on November 16, the title of which says, "Perhaps Google will kill Bitcoin after all." Now, the audacity of that title alone makes me think that we're dealing with a troll piece here, or a commissioned FUD piece, or something maybe possibly much deeper, something that is actually a subtle dig at the establishments and the financial systems last efforts to fight the Bitcoin revolution. Why exactly do I say that? Now, perhaps Google will kill Bitcoin after all. That makes it sound like it is at Google's discretion to kill off Bitcoin whenever it so decides. Now, leaving aside the fact that for all practical purposes, Bitcoin is quite immortal at this point, Google's latest effort might sort of undermine its adoption in the short run. Alright, according to this article, Google has partnered up with US banking giant Citigroup, and it is apparently planning to launch its own fully fledged smart checking bank accounts via Google Play. And the move apparently piles pressure on Bitcoin developers to improve user experience and adoption or face redundancy. Now, exactly how it does that isn't clear to me, because it doesn't quite make a lot of sense at this point. Now, according to some, this effort, unlike Facebook's Libra, will actually go through and it will gain approval. On one hand, because it doesn't really have anything to do with cryptocurrencies and this whole new blockchain technology, because it is like fully in bed with the banking institutions. On the other hand, some seem to believe that Google is the government's best bet against this cryptocurrency revolution that we're currently witnessing. Google's planned bank account is codenamed Cash and is apparently expected to allow users to add Google's analytic tools to traditional banking products and is due to be launched sometime next year alongside Facebook's planned Bitcoin rival Libra. Well, that is if Libra ever gets to see the light of day. Our approach is going to be to partner deeply with banks and the financial system, says Google executive Cesar Senjupta. Well, how exactly does that make this project a Bitcoin competitor? I fail to see that. Alright, further down, the article states that the world's technology giants are moving fast to implement many of Bitcoin and crypto's most highly prized features. Now, what exactly are those highly prized features? Let us recap just a little bit here. So we're talking about decentralization, out of which stems trust minimization. We're talking about immutability, permissionlessness, and financial sovereignty, not to mention censorship resistance. Now, assuming you guys know what all that means, it is quite clear, it should be clear to you, and it is quite clear to me as well, that this new move on Google's part, this cash banking system, smart checking or whatever it is, it fails at every single one of those points. It is not decentralized, it is not trust minimized, it is not immutable, it is not permissionless, it does not provide financial sovereignty, and it does not come with censorship resistance. As a matter of fact, it amplifies the very opposites of all those stated goals of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So that makes me believe that this article, this piece right here, if it is not a commissioned bit of FUD, or if it's not just a simple troll piece, which it probably is not, because it has been submitted by a serious contributor here who apparently writes about how Bitcoin, crypto, and blockchain can change the world. So yeah, I assume we're dealing with a cryptocurrency fan here. And considering that, this may well be a subtle dig at the shortcomings of the financial system and at the desperate grasping at straws, which is now happening within these traditional financial circles to somehow counter the Bitcoin revolution. Google Pay and this new smart checking service that they're planning to launch is a part of this desperate grasping at straws. And yeah, apparently the author may have chosen to lay it bare in this subtle and sort of veiled manner. Alright guys, so that's my opinion of what's going on right now. Just remember, there's always going to be FUD, regardless of whether Bitcoin's price is going up, down, or round in freaking circles. Do not let this FUD get to you. If you're a hodler, keep on hodling. You're on the right side of history, most probably. And that said, however, you should never risk more money in cryptocurrencies that you can afford to just take to the back of the garden and burn. Alright, so that's it for today. If you like the video, hit that like button, hit the bell button and everything else that's down there. Subscribe to my channel and keep your eyes on the back hodler for your daily dose of hopium. See you around.